Sandra? Sandra, what time do you call this? Are you still in that bathroom?
I'm rotten well in here. I'm always in here.
Hey, you planning on shaping at all today?
Oh, shut up, Dad.
It's gone 8:15. There's not so much as a sign of a bit of toast.
You're not paralysed, are you?
Don't you get fly with me. You're not too posh to get leathered yet, or too old.
Oh, but honestly, Dad, you could make yourself a bit of toast sometime.
All I'm saying is it's about time that you
I tell you, a loaf of bread's got two ends. One's thick and one's thin. Now, if you start at the thick end...
Oh, very funny, highly comical, but I'm in no mood this time of the morning for any backchat you learned off Dennis Tanner.
Oh, I'll make you breakfast. And I'm in no mood for any backchat I've learnt off Dennis Tanner either.
It's not as though I asked you to break your back for me, is it? By the left, we still got him. He's seen some service, hasn't he? Old Podgy.
Well, I've got to have something in this blinking cave. My lips get chapped just sleeping in here. Hey, Dad, what do you think of Dennis?
Not much. In fact, I'll go further. I try not to think about him at all if I can possibly help it.
Do you think he is round the twist, Dad?
Oh, I wouldn't go as far as that, love, but he's not exactly as well equipped up here as, say, Jim Callaghan, is he? I mean, be honest.
I've been wondering, who do I take after?
What do you mean?
Well, in me expression, do I take after you and me mum?
Well, they've always said me, but when you was about 2, your Auntie Polly said you had your mother's legs.
I was just wondering. Only I think I've got what they call a daft face. People think they can put on me.
Oh, no, I think you're exaggerating, love, but you have let that young Malinga have a bit too much of his own way, I've always thought.
Well, I always thought with boys, you had to bum them up a bit. Let them think that they're great and that you're just rubbish. You know, yes, Dennis. Oh, is that right, Dennis?
Aye, well, I'd stop that lark.
I think I'll have to. I mean, it's all right taking people at face value, but when it comes to 9 dozen Christmas trees...
Have you seen where he's put them? They're all down passage. People going in their backyards because of his trees.
Well, hope he gets took up for it.
Annie, do you know anything about this?
Good morning, Mr. Walker. How are you fixing Christmas trees? Don't need to answer me now.
I want this lot shifting before we've counted up to 100. I don't care if you're getting every lumberjack in district.
Oh, it's purely a temporary arrangement, Mr. Walker.
I've got a delivery today, and I'm not having them draymen struggling through Delamere Forest with 3 barrels.
Oh, it's just a miscalculation on my part, Mr. Walker. You see, until you actually see Christmas trees, you can't really visualise just how much space they take up. It's like them problems you have at school, you know, when you've got 2 taps filling the bath, and how many gallons will you get in 4 hours, you know, that sort of thing.
Albert Catlock will look like the last of the Mohicans when he goes down to his lavvy. Dennis, some of us in this street are getting a bit too old for this sort of caper.
Here, Mr. Walker, I'll give you a laugh, shall I? They've taken me over like Quatermass.
Grow up, will you, lad? You know you're contravening the public right-of-way.
Yeah. Well, they'll just have to use their front doors until I can sort some of it.
This passage is a public right-of-way. Old Bill Macon comes down here every day on his bike.
Well, he'll just have to lash it to his back and do his Tarzan bit then, won't he? Branch to branch. Life's hard for a lot of us, you know. I've been up all night.
What doing? Having a sing-song round the campfire with a few moggies?
Guarding these. There's a lot of folk round here give a lot of money to get their hands on these, and I'm not having them pinch while I'm asleep.
By the heck, the tall country star in Dennis Tanner. Dennis, love.
Would you like a cut, Ed?
Dennis, love, you know, I do not think you're going to have these taken off your hands by anybody, either by buying or stealing. And by Christmas time, love, they are going to have shed. And what will you be left with then?
14 tons of pine needles, and try sweeping them up.
Oh, it's marvellous, isn't it? I'd just try and bring a bit of gaiety into your lives, a bit of the Christmas spirit. All right, I said I'd shift them, didn't I?
They're going to come for him one of these days, you know. Try.
Can't get in and you can't get out.
All the same, love, it's nice to see a bit of green round here.
A bit of green?
Oh, it's all very well for you to talk, Jack Walker. You don't know how sometimes I ache all over for the countryside. You know, you saw me yesterday pruning that flowering plum on the north wall there, and you laughed at me. I know very well it won't grow, but I can't be satisfied with just a dwarf bulb on a window box.
Well, you don't want 100 Christmas trees.
Oh, Jack, if only we'd taken that pub in Derbyshire all those years ago, things would have been so different.
That pub had more dry rot than all these trees.
You know, love, I haven't heard a bird round here in 20 years. They were all round us that day in the Trough of Bowland.
What day was that?
You know what day, Jack?
God rest ye merry, gentlemen.
What do you think you're at?
Come here when I tell you a joke. When did Moses sleep 5 in a bed?
Shut up, Mother.
When did Moses sleep 5 in a bed?
Look, it's not what's inside them.
When did
I don't know.
When he slept with his forefathers.
Look, it's naught to do with you. Just don't ask me for any of the profits, that's all.
Forefathers? When he slept with his forefathers, that'll be a riot on the market, that will. Especially when you get 400 housewives screaming for the money back. You want to tell them that joke while laundresses are good navigators and all. Here, pull that.
What are you doing opening my boxes? That's 8 and 11 up the spout, you know.
Pull that. Bang. And what do you reckon that is?
I don't know. It looks like a lucky charm to me.
You're a lucky charm. That's a lump of plastic resembling nothing on earth.
The kids will lap it up.
Oh, Dennis, you've got a simple heart, haven't you?
It's at Christmas, Mother. It's the spirit of thing that matters. What do you expect to come out of a cracker for 8 and 11? A dirty great big blonde singing Rule Britannia? Be reasonable.
You know, love, taking your coppers off you is like breaking into a pop bottle. Come in.
Hello. Is it just you two, or can anybody come?
Oh, don't you start.
The postman's been delivering your mail letters again, here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, I've been buying a few crackers then, have you, Dennis?
I'll beat you to a Rolls Royce, mate.
I wouldn't be surprised at that.
He'll be shoving them round on his handcart when he's 60. Dennis Tanner, the cracker king. Still flogging crackers, he'll be. Dennis, look, do something for this family, will you? Go into the kitchen and make a cup of tea. Go on, and I want you when the telephone man comes.
I'm not your houseboy, you know. I've got better things to do in my time than sit around all day fanning you.
I'll fan you round your house with one of these damn
shut
crackers
up.
in a minute. Look, does your family want another child because she can adopt that one freely without charge?
no, thanks. She's got her hands full with them too. And then, of course, she's got my nappies to change as well.
Yeah, well, you weren't too bright, were you? Still, nobody got hurt in the end, did they?
No thanks to me.
Yeah, well, you want to leave it to the women at a time like that. You know, I remember once I nearly scalded our Linda with a pan of hot water. Didn't sleep for weeks, just thinking what might have happened and thinking that it might have been me that did it. I never stopped shaking.
I know. Well, I think it'll take Val longer than a week to get over all this, you know.
Yeah, well, just you leave her alone and don't ask for any attention. She'll be dealing out a lot of love to the twins just now. Besides, we can't do with fellas round at a time like this. Here, pull that. I think you've got a lucky face.
Hey, can you sub us a cup of sugar?
Ah, come here. Got this. Do you really want a cup of sugar?
No, I don't, but don't crack on, will you? It looks a bit forward if you haven't got an excuse. Ooh, what's that you're eating?
It's a steak pudding. What do you think I'm eating?
Ooh.
Back up.
You can't eat that, it's stone cold.
I had it under a low light. It's all right.
We've been trying to cook it on a cigarette lighter. I've seen kippers cook more than that have got better again and swimming round in the cook.
Well, I can't go round to our kids to eat. If you think this kipper's cold, you want to see Val.
Giving him a hard time, is she?
Yeah, well, they're not exactly all over each other.
Mm.
Hey, get off. I'm eating.
I'll always be all over you like tar and feathers. You don't really like kippers, do you?
Can't get through the day without them.
Do you know, I never thought I'd fancy myself with fellas who like kippers. Kippers and black puddings. My gran used to call them nigger minstrels' knees. I once went out with a jockey, you know, who liked black puddings, who it turned me stomach.
Yeah, I never went out with a jockey.
David Barlow may have been struck down dead.
Ah.
Well, his dad had a horse then he rode and used to deliver around the new estate.
Morning.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Oh, I say, I like your new hat.
Do you? I got it at a jumble sale at St. Winifred's.
Oh, I'd never have known.
You're not eating kippers, are you?
Well, no, actually, Mrs. Mitchell.
Oh, they turn my stomach. They've got too much iron in them for me. If I get too much iron, my ears start singing.
Well, you'll have to stop going round at night looking lampposts then.
I think it's the skins, you know. It's the same with eggs at present.
Eggs don't have skins.
No, I know, but it's the same, you see.
Oh, yes, well, I'll have to get back now. We'll have to have a nice long chat about that sometime, but I've got to go to work. Ta-ra.
See you, love.
Well, we can't have you fending for yourself. I'll have to think of something nice for you. How do you feel about luncheon meat surprise?
Don't you think that would be a good idea, Mrs. Mitchell?
I left my heart in San Francisco, way on a hill, and here we go. Hold on a minute, Blossom, will you? And if you know the time, and every time you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, afternoon, GPO, ma'am. Your hubby let me in.
Will be.
Of course, he couldn't be your hubby, could he? What's too old for you?
My son, you mean?
Well, hubby's son, no matter. I'll float this in for your love and have it connected very easy for you. Tell me something. Do you Do you collect those crackers, or do you make them?
Oh, them. Well, it's a long story. They're not in your way by any chance, are they?
No bother.
No. Is this it?
Yeah, black or red. That's right, isn't it? Goes very well with that dress you're wearing. These are much better than the old 332s, these are, you know.
Operator?
Oh, wait now, give me a chance. I don't work as fast as all that. You're not connected to the outside world, yeah?
Oh.
Hey, look, will you pass me them cutters, ones, please?
Them what?
The nippers, the clippers, pliers.
I'm not your oppo, you know.
Sorry. Well, you see, the streamlining us now. They only send one of us out now and there's no wiring to be done across the road. I'm sort of a bit of a lone ranger, you know.
Oh, I see. Well, since I'm learning the trade with you...
Doing better.
It says here, do not lever window edge. Use extractor number 29 or turn screwdriver number 1.
That's right, it's all go, isn't it? Here, chuck us that receiver, look.
Do you think that that's the right colour? I mean for me.
Like a red, definitely. Anybody looking less like a topaz yellow or a Concord blue than you, Mrs. What is it? Tanner.
Elsie.
Yeah. Jim Mount. Yeah. Tell me, how's the cracker business going then these days?
Well, it's not too well. I had them dumped on me.
You know, you shouldn't sneer at crackers. You can learn an awful lot from crackers. You know, when I was a kid once, I read a motto that says, don't let your braces dangle. Changed my whole life. Have a look back, yeah. What do you base your life on, Mrs. Tanner?
What do I want?
Well, you know, great sayings. What's your motto in life? Like, if you can't beat them, join them, keep taking the pill, or bull baffles brains or something.
I don't know. Life is like a stick of rhubarb, I suppose.
Oh, stick that to music in it, get it into the top 10, you know that? Well, I think that'll do me here for a while. Yeah. Tell me something, where could I get a couple of pies around here?
You want?
Well, I want to have my dinner before I start doing the outside stuff. I want to get something down me before I start swarming up and down ladders in the street.
Oh, the pub, they'll do you something out.
Right then. Well, that's great. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be back at 2 o'clock. And listen, don't start running up big phone bills while I'm away, will you? Here. Here, get a bit of practice here, will you? Go on. Anybody you like, say anything you like. Can't hear you yet.
Are you coming to the canteen?
No, I don't think I fancy chips today. I just can't get on and finish this.
I see. Like that, is it? Well, I want to go out and get myself an air-piece, so I'll see you after then.
Come and have some spaghetti. It's good.
No, I was just going to do
Well,
this.
come on, don't sell your soul to the machine. I thought I'd take you down to Brasilia. Show you the big time. Spend a lot of luncheon vouchers on you.
Oh, luncheon vouchers, no object. You're going to me, Ed.
Only a bit of spaghetti. Fill you out nicely.
I am filled out nicely.
I know. You see, they got this group there tonight. Bobby Timmins. It sounds a bit like Gil James. I thought I'd take you.
Tonight? Oh,
Yeah. You coming?
yeah, all right.
Hey, hang on, Mrs. Midgley. You're up to yourself. Come here.
Oh, it's for Mr. Tadlock.
Don't care who it's for. You don't want to start humping timber around at your age.
Well, it's his clothes prop. It's all split. I think some kids have been roaring about with it. Can you mend it?
Well, it's not worth it, love. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a couple of buck-cheap pieces of 2x2. Tell him I'll knock him one up and fetch it round.
Oh, I just thought a couple of nails would do.
Well, it's past it. He must have been propping up Mr. Tatlock's long john since Boer War.
I've never seen a house with so much old rubbish in. It's like a meeting.
Well, you know what it's like when fellas live on their own. They start letting things go to pot a bit.
Oh, I've done my best to make him take a pride in himself, but he won't, not at all.
I know, I have the same trouble with Mr. Fairclough, trying to get him cleaned up a bit.
Oh, they're a trial,
Good
aren't
afternoon,
they?
Mrs. Midgley. How are your rabbits? Have you eaten?
I want no lip from you.
You ask a civil question.
You big hipster. You'll drop it round, will you?
All right.
And I've seen them trees upsetting your mother. And I wouldn't mind if they give up a funny smell. You've no respect for folks' feelings, have you? You don't know how I suffer. Slightest thing and my nose is off. It's like a eucalyptus smell straight to your lungs.
That's it, missus. Now give us a couple of choruses from White Horse Inn. Can you ever grasp her thread at all?
Ah, she's all right if you take it right round.
Take it by the throat, maybe. Jerry, lad, I'll tell you what I come for straight away. This yard it's lacking somewhat. And what it needs is a few dozen Christmas trees. Needs brightening up a bit.
What? Don't have a note to do with that. Mr. Fairclough's off in Nottingham.
Yeah, well, I know, but I'm speaking to the booth half of Fairclough and Booth, aren't I? You've a right to say your apeth.
Look, last time I said my apeth about bulk buying while Mr. Fairclough was away, I got landed with 40 wash basins from Jed Stone.
Ah, but this isn't bulk buying. This is a chance to keep well in with me.
Oh, well, thanks very much. I mean, that's a big start in life, isn't it, Dennis, being well in with you?
No, honest, Jerry, lad, I mean what they call a bit of stuck. You see, I seem to have these trees and these crackers.
Aye, I've noticed.
Of course, they'll go like wildfire once I get them off the ground, but in the meantime, I must be frank with you, they're hanging a bit heavy on my hands.
No, look, we're a builder's yard here, Dennis, not a corporation tip.
I'll see you right. Couple of pints. They're fitting easier outside here.
All right, then. $5 a week.
You what?
$5 a week, storage fee. See, there's 5 weeks to Christmas, so that gives us 25 quid for note. I expect you'll be shifting them about 10 bob each, so you've only got to flog 10 a week to pay your rent. How many have you got? About 6 dozen? Well, you can bring your crackers here and all.
You've been doing a bit on bookkeeping side, haven't you,
That's
Jerry?
my final offer. Are you on?
Yeah, well, I'll have to be, won't I? I'm on a pound to a good hiding if I don't dump them somewhere. I take it labour's thrown in.
Labour?
Yeah, well, for a glove a week, you'll at least let me carry 'em here, won't you?
You can hump your trees yourself, mate. I'm not getting any green in my eye.
If they're bothering you, Mr. Mellor, we can easily start a forest fire.
As easy as that.
Oh, Ken, I'm sorry. It was one of those stupid things, just slipped out.
That's all right, Mrs. Walker. It's all over now. And anyway, the insurance company are chipping up.
Well, you've got to put it all behind you now. The chief thing is to take Valerie out of herself.
Yeah, I know, but the trouble is, she doesn't seem to want to be taken out of herself by me.
Is he managing then? Did you tell him about them 3
Oh,
extra
yes,
plates?
yes, he's all right. I was just telling Kenneth here he ought to be cheering Valerie up. You know, you want to bully her into going out.
Ah, she's right there, Ken. Else she'll just be sitting in night after night watching them kids as though they were their crown jewels.
Yeah, well, I know she's up there every 10 minutes now, seeing if they're still breathing.
Ken, isn't it Valerie's birthday in a few days?
She's got a memory like a flaming elephant.
Yeah, on the 26th.
Well, very well then. I'll babysit for you. I'm very reliable.
Oh.
Hey, talking about going out, Lucille rang up. She said, could she go out tonight to listen to a trio or something?
Oh, isn't that nice? I pointed it out to her in the paper. It's the university extramural recital in the town hall annex.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. She reckons it's something called the Gil James Trio at the Brasilia.
Here we are.
Yeah. Well, listen to that, look. There you are.
Hey, it's bleeping. You've done it.
Yeah, I know. Cracked it again. I don't know how I do it on the money.
Ah, well, now will she ring up?
Well, ring up somebody in Paris. Ring 010-331.
That's it, and you're at Paris.
Certainly. Not just pretty faces down at the GPO these days, you know.
Still, I bet it's murder ringing at Wigan. Hey, how do I do this part
Well,
tonight,
you
Vic?
press that section in the middle there. Wait for the dialing tone. Listen, and then off you go.
Ah.
Oh, I've changed that woman's phone. What's her name? Mrs. Barton, is it?
Barlow.
Yeah. You get on well with her?
Oh.
No, she gave me a touch of the Queen Mother's, you know, when I was round there.
Oh,
this
she's
afternoon.
all right. She's having some trouble, that's all.
Oh, she's all right. You know, there's 2 things in life you can't do anything to change. Your relatives and who you share your party line with.
Ah, yes, I can think of a lot worse in this street hanging on to my every word, though.
Oh, listen, there was a funny old one in the pub at dinner time. Yeah, she tried to start a fight with me about Rhodesia.
Oh, that would be Mrs. Sharple. She's our political correspondent. Hey, do you live round here, by the way?
Not far, Gas Street, down at the football ground. I don't get up this end much. No. The volunteer, that's me local, you know.
Back in the bleach works.
That's right, they've just done it up recently, yeah. Do you, go into this one much? What do you call it, the Rovers, is it?
Well, actually, I don't drink very much, and when I do, I sort of, I go into town, you know.
Yeah, of course, that's best, isn't it, huh? Well then, what's on telly? Let's, put on Watch with Mother, huh?
Oh, aye, and who's going to play Mother?
I don't mind. I suppose, this thing is going to change your whole life then, is it?
Well, the telephone, oh, I don't know. It depends whether I can keep my son off it or not. I don't know, send me all that running round to the chippy. Just think. All I'll be able to do now is ring up and say, can I have 2 8, please, and 2 4s without? I don't know how I've managed.
Oh, dear me, it'll be the busiest number in town. 8825, huh?
Do you remember that?
I scribbled it down on me cuff.
Do you have to remember them all?
No. Oh, I've got a good head for figures.
I see.
Hey, is it in?
Off it, off it.
I'm only phoning up.
Off it. We're going to have a piggy bank and an alarm clock struck next to that thing.
3, 2, 1. Hello, Johnny. Yes, it's me. No, it's nothing in particular. I'm just confirming about tonight. Actually, I'm phoning from home. Yes, 7 o'clock then. Wilco, over and out.
Oh, God, he really thinks he's Charlie Claw now.
It's not bad, is that? Well, we're in business. It's not a load of rubbish, that, you know.
Dennis, it's only a blooming telephone.
Empires have been built on less. Hey, you know them poles?
Poles?
Them telegraph poles you use.
Well, I've climbed a few in my time.
Do you import them or do you grow them from scratch?
No, we make them out of pulped-up telephone books.
Because I've got 9 dozen at the nursery stage if your boss is
Oh,
interested.
Dennis.
I'm only joking, Mother. Huh? 4:14, precisely. Mother, we're in the 20th century at last.
He needs someone to cut him off at the stocking tops.
Now, look, love, why don't you go out and get a bit of fresh air?
It's my half day. I feel like being unhealthy.
I don't know what's up with you since you went working in that shop.
Oh, don't start that again. Look, now I've had a taste of it outside. I'm not going to come back here and spend my life mooching about.
Well, what are you doing? Put mooching about here. You want to smarten yourself up, love.
I'll mooch if I want to. Come in.
Hello, sunshine.
Hello, rat.
Haven't you got nothing to do with yourself either?
Just a social call, Mr. Petty.
I see. Where do I put them screws? Where do I leave them? Oh, I know. A bit more fresh air and a bit less moaning do you both the world of good.
Well then, sunshine, moon and evening star. Slept on it, have you? I just want you to understand that I know exactly how you felt yesterday, a bit overwrought. Well, let's say it was just forgiven and forgotten as soon as said.
It's not forgiven at this end, rat.
What's a few crackers between muckers?
You think I am muck, don't you? Try it out on Sandra. She's a bit simple. You've had me up ladders, whitewashing, running errands, mending your pants. You've had me on a butty. Well, it's stopped, because I've had you up to here.
Come here, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start again. I'll go out and I'll come back in and we'll pretend it never happened. Hello, sunshine. And that's your last word on the subject, is it?
That smells nice in there. What is it? Luncheon meat surprise. It's nice to cook for a man. When you do things for them, they seem to appreciate them more than a woman, don't they? Is there anything I can do for you? Well, you could go and put line up if you like. I'm going to do David's football shirt after, and I'll get giddy if I get up on a chair.
You don't want to let him put on you too much, you know.
Oh, no, I get pleasure out of it.
Hello, love.
Mrs. Misley.
Oh, I was telling him I was going to do your shirt special.
Yeah, I was telling some of the lads at the club. I thought I might as well throw some of theirs in as well.
Oh.
It's no extra bother, is it?
I'm afraid we're a bit short on glasses. That's all right, it's just one coffee anyway.
Who's on plum?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Hey, how many jobs have you had since you left school?
19.
What?
19. Breadman, pea picker, cost clerk, coffee bar jerk,
Oh, I
diamond printer.
believe you, but why?
Well, I'm just shopping around. I don't know what to do when I grow up.
Don't you get tired of chopping and changing? Hey, what do your mum and dad say?
Who knows? I do what I like. There's a lot of England I've not seen yet.
But don't you want a career like, you know, to get on?
Career? Well, what sort of word's that? Well, the only career I want is finding out about things.
Things?
Yeah, well, you know, life and me. I want to find out about me.
So you got up and went, just like that?
What other way is there?
You want there?
Oh, come in.
Oh, I was just wondering what the kettle was doing on. I thought perhaps you forgot it.
No, I was making some coffee. This is Wendy and this is Kenny. It's my dad.
Making a night of it?
It's just a bit of wine.
Will you have some?
No, thank you. It's a bit too late for that sort of thing.
How did it go?
Oh, very pleasant evening.
Ex-servicemen's do. Nice to keep up with old comradeships. Don't suppose you did national service?
No, I missed it. It's about the last thing I'd have done.
Worst thing that ever happened when they stopped that, put young men's feet on ground.
Do you think it did? Most of the squaddies I know said they slept 2 years of their life away.
Well, that's what you bring to it. Makes you face up to responsibilities. Now, take them lads tonight. Service didn't do them any harm. In fact, most of them got a nice little business of their own.
Well, not everyone wants a nice little business of their own.
You'll soon change your tune. There's more to life than tearaways and jazzing.
What, rotting quietly somewhere?
It's about time young people were satisfied with their lot.
And where's my lot?
It's where you find it.
It's here.
It's not. You're joking.
Weatherfield, 8825. Oh, it's you. Well, what do you mean, testing? It was you that put it in. I see. Go on, let's have a bit more of the blarney. Well, of course I'm angry ringing up at this time of night. I see. Well, thank you very much and good night.